In this video, we're going to solve the following word problem about merchandising. Let's suppose that Oshkosh Bagosh got some boots at $19 per pair. The store is going to turn around and mark the boots up 65% of this cost price. We need to determine the profit per pair if we know that overhead expenses are 15% of the selling price. Alright, so let's begin by noting that the cost per pair of boots is $19. In order to get the selling price here, we need to take our cost price and add to it this 65% markup. So we need to take the cost price and add to it 65% of the cost. We know that the cost price is $19. So let's go ahead and calculate the following. 19 plus 0.65 times 19. And this is going to give us a selling price of $31.35. Now, this is going to allow us to determine the markup on each pair of boots. If we take the selling price of $31.35 and subtract 19 from that, we should get the markup. The markup per pair of boots is $12.35. Now remember that this markup accounts for both overhead expenses as well as profit. Our goal is to determine the profit. But we have some information about overhead expenses. We know that the overhead expenses are 15% of the selling price. So if we take 0.15 and we multiply it by the selling price of $31.35, that should tell us how much get allocated to our overhead expenses. So the overhead expenses account for $4.70 of our markup. So if we want to figure out our profit margin per pair of boots, we're going to take our markup of $12.35 and subtract off the amount that gets allocated to overhead expenses. And performing this subtraction tells us that the profit margin per pair of boots is $7.65.